Listen, well, what's up, guys? Divine here, and I'm actually deciding to use and made me an. I'm just going through the new player experience again. It's been a while. I haven't done the new player experience in a good few. I've done a few runs with my friends, just them and I, just trying to do some challenge runs through this game. But yeah, I'm just here to make a thing for new players, kind of to show them like what to do, where to nav, and everything. And the first couple things is gonna be too hard. Um, Obviously, in the very beginning of the game, it's pretty straightforward. I just finished the very big tutorial. I decided to go with Volt as my prime, as my beginning frame. Got the Paris, the Kunai, and the bow. So hopefully, you know, to be honest, each weapon is fine. You're good. I picked the bow because I picked the Paris because I don't have to build it. Kunai, so I don't have to build it. And melee is up to you. And Volt because he's a dojo frame, so it'll just be easier for me to just select Volt, farm, Excal and Mag later. But till then, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and get the ship comms back up and running. What's very notable, and I've always explained this too, even when I meet newer players, is like, especially when I first played the game a long while back, melee was the name of the game, and it continues to be. Albeit, I do want to try something with primaries and kind of diversify certain things, builds. Yeah, always in this little area, you can always just go right under. Stealth is just based on enemy sight line of view, not really much anything else. My gameplay would not be as fast, namely because I'm just used to gameplay in Warframe. But don't worry, just take your time with your shots, run around, break crates if you want to grab extra loot, as you see here. Credits and ferrite, those are resources I can just build for you new ones out there. And even like stuff like this, where it guarantees loot for you. Is it very necessary in the beginning? Not really. And as for mods, we will explain that later as we gain more, and the game requires us to equip them. Alrighty then. Whenever you pick up items, this is just everything you get. These are just each planet you can see here has different locations for you to pick up loot. Those will come into play whenever you come to the crafting system in this game, which I will explain once we get there.
Orbiter Void Cloak engaging. Welcome back, Operator. The Operator has recovered a
Let's
segment
go
of
ahead
your
and just
system.
plug that
Now,
baby in.
Ordis patiently awaits its installation. Systems engaging. I suppose this will do. Ordis is grateful.
Get communications online. I
Also,
must
whenever you gain
analyze what Lord
access,
Viscaris is doing to your warframe.
this
This
will
technology
be
is
your
beyond
little
repair.
area to figure out how to
Must be
like do
quickly
customization
stored.
and everything. I was talking to a few
The
people,
Operator
and
is
they
now
don't.
connected with
Sometimes
IT
some players don't
Ordis.
know how to like
The
customize
Operator can
colors.
now contact
For
all
everyone in the game,
Optimist
like
scumbags
everything
and
cosmetic will cost
Protheans.
money, but there will be systems in place for you
Excellent idea,
to
Ordis.
earn the
Temple,
in-game currency
you need to make
without
contact
you
with the
spending a
Corvus
dime
defectors
if you so
sympathetic to the
please.
Tenno cause.
Uh, or let's say you're on mouse and keyboard, you can always go over here. You can click on appearances. These right here will be for your colors for your frames. For you'll only have the classic. This is how much it costs. This is about $5 for most people, but you only gain access to the middle thing here. But later on in the game, especially with like holidays and stuff, you'll be able to grab stuff from the market here. So far, nothing's out as of right now, but due to the upcoming of June, there will be a Pride color palette, which is a very good roundabout way to grab most of the primary colors that you'll want for customization. Another thing, if you don't want to play on pubs, I recommend just playing the game on friends only, invite only. I kind of probably scared the fuck out of that guy, but kind of scared myself. Also, what's fun about
Your
Volt
slave
is
status
his
is
first
fully
ability
active.
is like an electric shock attack like that, but his second ability allows it to. I saw an energy orb here. also need to go a little bit faster. And having your melee weapon out will deflect some bullets off of you. Very nice.
It's our only hope of figuring out this link with him. This is the prison block. If you can avoid detection by the warden, it may be easier to get Darbo.
Yeah, with enough map knowledge, you can kind of just go through most areas with ease, like so.
Search these cells for Darbo. He has to be here somewhere.
Yes, sir. And hacking will be faster as... Ooh, I was lucky.
I will get my entourage to meet us in orbit once we're clear of this mess.
Now, what's nice about rescue missions in this game is you don't have to walk with them. They'll just teleport to you the farther you go out. And if they go down, then you'll probably have to regen. But honestly, just go ahead. And I forgot about this.
Ordis will be delighted
Get
to show
that.
you how to upgrade your arsenal.
Alright.
Weapon and fire.
Oh,
Into
Warframe.
your arsenal now. No need to thank me.
So,
Upgrade your Warframe now.
what's interesting about the mod section is that
You have
this is probably the most complicated system in this game.
complex
And
variables
oddly
and
enough,
synergies.
why I enjoyed it.
Possibilities are
Now,
endless.
obviously, for
Ordis
to break it down for you guys, these numbers here with the little like fang right there, with the sharpened V, that is right there called a polarity. That means is like, you know, like you kind of if you play mismatch the symbols, it won't give you a boost, but it'll lessen the cost. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, as you can see, if I place this here, right, this costs 6, and this will go down by 6. And the name of the game is you want to fit as much as you can in here without overgoing the 18, because you won't be able to fit anything. So if I did so like normal, right, I only have maybe, yeah, 2 slots left, right? But let's say, oh, this symbol matches with this symbol right here with the 6. Well, what if I move it? It is even green. It opens up more slots for me to put in other stuff later. Same thing with this. I put this over there. Wow, I went from a 2 to a 7. And what's very neat is later on, once you start upgrading, whenever you start upgrading them, as you can see here, I say hold, right click, or if you're on Xbox, the right trigger, or if you're on PlayStation, the R2. Once you hold your respective things, you can see the screen where it says upgrade. Upgrading makes it where, well, your mods will upgrade. This is your main upgrading system in Warframe, besides your occasional leveling. Leveling will come into play later. But with this, the more you increase it, the more it costs. So the more of these symbols that you can match, not only that your character will get more powerful, but you can also fit more things along with it. That's why you see like, end game builds or whatnot. You see some crazy like, some like crazy like fill ups and powers and everything. But for early game, you just slap it on and just do what you can.
Thanks for helping me out back there.
Same thing with your weapons here. Like,
I often pay my
this is your flat damage mod.
I recognize that device.
This is your flat damage right here. Increases very well.
Corpus use something similar to keep
And over here, as this right here, you don't have to worry about. Just know that
give you a very
you won't be getting this for a while.
for free. Because I like
And this increases my magazine size. Not a lot, but just a little bit.
don't live long with these weird dogs chewing
Right now, it's just to enjoy what you have. We're not really focused on damage right now because, well, we're in the very beginning of the game and we don't have the means to upgrade anything yet. Once we get stuff to upgrade, I'll explain how that system goes and what to prioritize. Because we could talk about endgame builds, people could talk about elements, this and that, but to make things short and simple, the more damage you increase, the more you will do. As simple as that sounds, it's easier to see it than it is than anything else. because most people don't know where to get them or find them. Right now, we'll go ahead and do the locate the foundry segment.
The colony is You still have a
This
job
game
to do.
has a lot of intricate systems that may seem a lot for new players, but I promise you it gets a lot easier as time goes on. And not every playthrough is going to be the same for every player. Some players might have friends that can instantly give them new frames that they can't possibly get. And with that, you'll see more systems which that you would not believe. And I think that's what the beauty of this game is. A lot of players take pride in farming their own things. Some players just want to get to point A to B very quickly. And I want to preface this for Warframe because it's the most important thing in my opinion when it comes to this game is this is a PvE game. Like in reality, this is a PvE game. What you do with your items is up to you. But for those that kind of want to like understand and don't want to waste things, it's hard because each player has their own, advices, their own ways of playing. And I'm here to kind of help with that part. And the number one system that everyone's going to teach you is, oh, you gotta learn how to bullet jump. You gotta learn how to bullet jump. You gotta learn how to roll. You gotta do a lot. Start learning movement tech to the best of your ability. Because oddly enough, the movement tech in this game is going to keep you alive more than most mods in the game. I can attest that. I've done it for a long time now before I actually start putting in mods that help me with survivability. For most of my MR, like low MR20 career. Yeah. Also, if everyone noticed, I've been going to be using my melee and my primary a lot, namely because secondaries, in my opinion, don't really scale greatly in early game compared to like never fucking mind. Raid the Corpus resource cache. Run around the map again. Alright, we'll just go ahead and just build this, and yeah, I mean, it costs like nothing to rush. Go ahead and do that, and
Lotus, do something. Help the operator.
just have them do their audio. So I guess I can just take this time to kind of go through this game. This game takes a lot of time and effort to go through, and I love it.
Operator,
This
do not abandon
this
your
gives me
weapon.
so much. How can I call this? Back to what I was saying. Um, this game has a lot of systems, and
Compatible with your ship.
this it also, and I want to preference this a lot, that you have to take your time in this game. This game does not hold your hand well. It has gotten better throughout the years. I can give her credit. It has gotten better, but it hasn't. But it's still a rather tough game. And I would say this game evolves around you already knowing, like, kind of like the basis on playing, like, not only just like looter shooters, but just like, action like RPGs itself. I know some will say like, oh, you have to go and play like um like what was it? The biggest conflict between like Destiny and this game. But if you also play Destiny and Warframe, they're vastly different in a lot of areas that I I understand, but also it's just a very different game. Very two different games on how they go about farming and so on. Though yes, you do have to farm, the means on how to do so is vastly different. And of course, one being an FPS and the other one being a third person.
And save the colony. colonists.
I just wish the hacking was a bit faster.
Saving colonists could jeopardize this mission.
Can I grass line here?
Straight
I
to
can grass
extraction,
line.
but the choice is yours.
Yep.
You've reached the ship's power
There we go.
systems. Destroy
I did
the
that.
reactor.
Yeah, for this I was saying like the options that Lotus did that I completely ignored. Honestly, there is no actual benefit to what you're doing. I'm just doing it simply for the quote unquote extra XP. But yeah. I just like doing that a bit more. I didn't even know I could speedrun that fast by just doing what I did there. And there we go.
The colonist ship has escaped. I admire your noble
Oh, nice. We got some endo. Cool.
but you must survive
Endo
the
is very
system.
important. And of course, neurons is very important too for building up specific a lot of like some of the items in the game. Now, because normally what I would do, especially in this early in the game, variation of my weapon. What I'll normally do is one or two ways. One, you can start leveling up your Warframe by plugging in the like as you can see here. When you upgrade, you cost endo. We got 180 from that mission, but as you see, the more I level up, the higher the cost. As I just don't have the credit. Normally, what I would do, and simply because it's just the easiest way for me to play the game, you don't have to do what I do, but this is one of my easiest ways to do it, is I immediately go to my melee weapons, and I increase as much as I can. Let me at 100. Some people say just wait to get to the, 310. In my case, I'm just going to showcase what I just normally do, and just modding in general is fine. And as you can see, it gains a decently good chunk of damage. Compared to before, I did like 140. Now I just do double damage. Yep, and that's what modding consists of. You simply just do that to increase your overall damage to kill enemies faster. So now, once we go ahead and fight Vor, you can see what we can do here.
To bring Vor down. He thinks he can.
Alright, boss fight time.
You realize your Lotus has sent you to die.
Alright, since I'm playing as Volt, shield time. There we go. Very straightforward gameplay here. Yep. Due to us leveling up our melee weapons like that, it does a lot more damage. Extremely so. And that's what we like about it. You can also combo in other attacks and to do more damage.
The Scar's detonator has just disintegrated. It's as if it was directly connected to Vor. You're done here.
There we go.
Go to extraction.
And now, we can proceed. Now, leveling up different gear in Warframe is also one of the most important. It's the way how you level up your overall level in Warframe.
You've done it, Tenno.
So I'm gonna have
Vor's
Lotus
Osiris
do her
is
thing.
gone.
Completed the Vor's prize. Let's go. So now, this is the part in Warframe where they don't tell you jack. So, and this is a more streamlined way to explain what to do. So after you complete the mission, you'll gain a lot of things from different systems, like mastery rank up test. And once you go into Earth, you're like, okay, where do I go? The top right of your bar up here will always tell you what you should do. And right now it says complete the Venus junction. And see here, I can go to it and unlock Venus from this point. Now, luckily, from what I can see from, the requirements is use the fusion rank up any mod, which I've done already, and complete the voice prize, what we did normally. Now, the reason why I'm kind of happy about this is because before you do the Venus junction, you had to do this right here. This is one of the people will say open world, I say open zone areas in the game. And yeah, it has its own storyline. It's actually kind of neat. It has a lot of systems. Although a lot of people may not like those systems, it's honestly not as bad as it kind of was before. But yeah, you will start your way to the Venus Junction immediately, and you'll get those items down there, which are very
Ordis went mad for 3 milliseconds when he realized that each time
um.
he cleans
And
something
I'll explain
he
these
makes
things a
something
little bit.
unsatisfactory. Ah, there I go again.
I do want to see my inbox. Okay, so after completing, you'll be able to have enough to build this weapon first thing. Now, as you see here, the game has already given you Morphix, the alloy plate right here, which is this thing, and polymer bundles to build this weapon. Now, I'm going to go ahead and build it because it's very important. Level up as much as I can. Now, to gain each item, you can highlight over it and be like, these are locations. Now, when you see these locations, it's not just, oh, okay, I see where they're located, but how do I get them? Think about most enemies as loot pinatas. You beat them to death to get the items you need. That is probably the best way I can put it. And yeah, and that's basically how you treat it as such. And the higher tier the item, the rarer it is for it to be popped out of. Some items will be mission only, but for the sake for this video and for most Nintendo, these things right here will come from enemies when you gain access to areas. Now I'm just going to go ahead and build the person. Now building times in this game are a pain, but luckily these will go when you're not playing the game. So like, if you guys want to plan things out, just be like, oh, I'm gonna have another gaming sesh during this time, or so on. You can plan it out and enjoy your times there. And now this is the scariest thing. You're going to see a lot of microtransaction systems in this area, but there are ways to know what it is, and this game does teach you how to play free to play. You just have to look at specific things. Now, for weapon slots, they just cost like this, okay? Like to increase slots and everything, it costs money. But as you see here, there's a featured thing. You go ahead and click on it, and you will gain access to a lot of these things like bundles and this. For a new player, you want to look at one specific thing, which are weapons. Now, let's say for me, I want to have a different secondary. I'll go in and I'll see all these different things. Ooh, the Bronco. Okay, I kind of want that, but it's like 190. That's like a little over $10 worth of in-game currency. When you click on it, there's the purchase thing where you just buy the item outright, or there's the blueprint where you can build said item, and you can see what it needs for it to be crafted. And all you gotta do is go to that respective planet and do that. Now, the more important system to realize is your overall ranking, known as Mastery Rank. Once you start the game, you'll be at Mastery Rank 0. How you increase it is through leveling up your weapons and warframes, and you can only level them up to get the full completion once. I'll explain that system later, but just know that once you max your weapons out in warframes, it'll increase your overall bar, your overall ranking. And why should I increase my overall ranking? You will gain access to higher tier weapons. Like some of these weapons are like Mastery Rank 6, Mastery Rank 2, Mastery Rank 8, 5, 7, 4, 1. You'll gain access to more things for your arsenal, which is very important. And how you do so is very simple. You go ahead. Once you ever press escape, space, or escape, or the start button, it'll say Mastery Rank Up, right here available for you. Once you do so, you're qualified for your test, and you take it. And each test will be like, it'll start off very easy, and even the places where I'm at, you'll have enough. You'll be able to just move on by with most tests. Right here. Just use your primary to kill these enemies here. Yep, wave 1 clear. Very simple, very straightforward. You just go ahead, start doming enemies.
I believe you can handle
And
that.
from experience from when I've played and so on, I've done this before. I went pure solo without having anyone spending anything on me. And I simply just um yeah, I honestly just did just fine. You can survive this game through the most basic of mods and even like the higher tier stuff. Isn't until you get to like
A formidable
near the
performance.
end game of the
Your
stories where you
forces
might need designated builds.
another
And luckily they made certain requirements a lot easier than past.
Unread inbox
Oh boy, I
messages
got a lot of
making
explaining to
it
do
all.
here. Okay. This is the
Nor
battle
is
pass in
all
Warframe.
about incentivizing.
And no, you cannot fast track this. You literally have to play the game in order. You literally have to beat. Yeah, you literally have to play the game in order to progress, which is great. And you can gain some really good items here, and even skins for certain stuff. And you can scroll on past. A lot of these things will not make a lot of sense to newer players. Just know that you can gain some really good stuff from here, and some of these like mods, specifically stuff like these names, they might have something good for them. As until I later on will test them out on my actual main that I go on live for twitch.tv/Divine Flame and figure it out from there.
Ta-ta, lovelies.
Alright, let's get this shit on the road. Faults. There we go. And now we have gained access to Venus. Cool enough? Axon. Hell yeah. And now we have gained access to Venus. And then, of course, what you want to do is get to the Mercury junction, which will be the next thing. And with that, you'll be able to gain more items. As you can see here, I have multiple objectives. I have to defeat Jacko Thassa, which is right here before the. Next thing is complete 6 waves of defense at Tessera on Venus. So after you finish your first exterminate, go right over to Tessera and do that. The next thing is complete Vox Solaris. Speak to Yuka for 2, which will be right after you complete your first exterminate. Now, for most veteran players and even more recent players, will look at this and be like, wait, they changed the fucking star chart. And the answer is yes, yes, they did. They streamlined this thing so fast. They streamlined this because back in the day, or in, oh god, I have to say back in the day, a month ago or two, in order to complete the Venus Junction, you had to do the Plains of Eidolon and do like the lift defense or something. It had like 2 more requirements. Now you can just do Vor's Prize apparently and make it to Venus Junction. So great. The new player experience has been streamlined to like fucking quest line. Yeah,
Operator.
yeah, that's insane.
It said
That's actually insane.
cosmic
And
background
what?
radiation
For
is
once
erratic.
awake. Oh my lord. They streamlined this so hard. Oh man, people are gonna have a fun time getting to Steel Path and if they just beeline to each planet. But this I think this will be the end of the first thing I'm doing. I Oh man, just going through the tutorial is big enough and explaining certain key points. But yeah, that was the Earth Junction. Yep. And bear in mind, um, do you have to complete all this later? Yes, completing all these will come into play later on, and trust me when I say this, it's going to be needed. But until then, thank you everyone so much for watching me today. This has been a blast. I'm going to continue this series, and I'm not going to use any of my like what was it? Um, do, 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 do. Like I'll probably have like oh wait, we get an extra Warframe slot. Nice. Get some Warframe slots here. Weapon slots might be a bit of annoying to get, but whatever. Companions actually pretty good. So yeah, just like 3 weapons plus a so 11, 1 plus there, and yep. But yeah, thank you for everyone for watching me, and yeah, I'm probably gonna be starting my stream soon. Until then, peace out, y'all. Boop.